15 on the 31.
She goes to H2 and 11 probably will go to H1.
Together!
All right, here we go. You did a good job on a free ball 6-2. We'll go 1.
1! Am I dreaming? I think I'm dreaming.
One goal, one focus, one champion. This is the story of the 1995 national champion Nebraska volleyball team.
As you enter the Coliseum for the first time and look upon the 3 players, each intense, focused, and committed to the task, it will occur to you, as it occurs to me, that something important happens here, something beyond individual honors or accomplishments, something more important than the individuals themselves. This bronze says, "This is where women come to compete."
They are the words of Terry Pettit. The message is simple, its meaning powerful. For more than 2 decades, the Nebraska volleyball program has made the Coliseum its home and has provided an arena of hope and of opportunity. It's an environment where women are challenged to pursue their goals, to set their focus, to become champions.
This program has great tradition, and we don't hide it. I mean, when if in our locker room there are pictures of former players on the wall, and I think that we stress the fact that there were great players here before you, and and because of you, there's going to be great players having opportunities here after you.
In the 21-year history of Nebraska volleyball, the Huskers have taken one proud step after another into the nation's elite, while producing student athletes who have become a source of pride for the state they represent. 27 All-Americans and 16 academic All-Americans head an endless list of coaches, players, and fans whose dedication to the sport at Nebraska has created a legacy of success that is second to none. Heading into the '95 season, Nebraska had won more than 80% of its matches, 18 Big 8 titles, and had made 3 Final Four appearances. But the Huskers had never achieved the ultimate goal of winning the national title until 1995.
I think it's pretty amazing to see a team go through what they really wanted to attain. One goal, one focus, one championship. And to see the 3 seniors perform the way they did, and just to have them take the other players with them.
No other time in my life will I work with a group of people so dedicated to one goal. That inspired me every day, and I'll never forget it, and I do love them very much.
The 1995 Nebraska volleyball team was a dedicated group of 14 young women, led by 3 seniors who had one goal, one focus, to become national champions.
We're all on the same mission. From the first day of practice, especially us 3 have always felt like, we know what we want to do, and we've all felt like we're on the same road. So I think that's maybe what sets us apart from seniors on other teams, I guess, is just leadership and the sense that, we all belong here together and we are going to lead the team to the national championship.
I think they succeeded in that. I think they made us want to work hard. They inspired us to wanting that goal as much as they did.
We committed ourselves to go through the last spring and this season with the idea that every decision we made was geared toward one thing, winning a national championship.
The Huskers ended the 1994 regular season ranked #1 in the country. The team won its first 31 matches of the season, a school record. But the streak was snapped when Nebraska lost to Penn State in the Mid-East Regional Finals. It was a disappointing loss that served as an inspiration for the '95 Huskers, who began their championship run, ironically, by hosting Penn State in the State Farm NACWA Volleyball Classic. The Huskers kicked off the season by making quick work of the Lady Lions, winning 15-4, 15-3, and 15-6. It was obvious this was a team with the potential to win it all.
We really only have 3 starters back from last year, the 3 seniors. So it's really, it's a different team. It's a different team, but it has the experience that was learned, that was gained from last year. And I think we're a better ball club.
The tournament final was a matchup of the nation's top 2 ranked teams. Number 1 Stanford, the defending national champions, and number 2 Nebraska. With a standing room only crowd on hand, the Huskers got off to a great start by winning the first game in dominating fashion, 15-8. But the Cardinal came back to take a 2-1 lead in the match. It looked like a night destined for a 5th and deciding game when the Huskers opened up a 14-6 lead in Game 4. However, Stanford rallied to win the 4th, 17-15, handing the Huskers their first regular season loss in almost 2 years.
When I think about it, it makes me mad that we were up 14-6, I believe, in the 4th game and lost 16-14, and that eats at me almost every day, just the fact that we let them come back. But I know we can play with a team like that. We can play with Stanford, we can play with Florida and other ranked teams, so it was good that we had that experience.
It's disappointing, I think, that we did lose because we could have won, and we could have said, all right, we've beaten Stanford. We beat the team that beat that won the national championship last year, and I think it would have given us more confidence. And we had it in our hands, and I think we let it slip away. We definitely learned from it, I think. I don't think we'll ever be up 14-6 again and lose a game.
I think the players probably sensed, hey, we are physically right there, and that if we can get better, this whole national championship thing is going to be about who can improve the most over the next 3 months. So I saw that as a very positive thing.
A week later, the Huskers showed that they had recovered from the loss to Stanford by beating 4th-ranked Pacific in 3 straight games to win the University of Pacific Invitational. From that point on, the Huskers were unstoppable. They won 22 matches in a row without dropping a single game. In all, NU won a school record 65 straight games, one of the longest streaks in collegiate volleyball history. Senior Allison Weston was dominating the middle, showing she was a strong candidate for National Player of the Year honors. Senior setter Christy Johnson, the team captain, was having another All-America season, while the 3rd senior, Billy Winsett, continued to be the team's stabilizing force with her consistent passing and ball handling. 6'4" sophomore sensation Lisa Reitzma was developing into one of the nation's most dominant net players. A record 4 times during the season, Lisa was named Big 8 Player of the Week, and at season's end, she joined Weston and Johnson as first-team All-Americans. After suffering a shoulder injury, Maria Hedbeck excelled in a new role, one that would earn her Big 8 Defensive Specialist of the Year honors. Fellow junior Kate Cernich moved into a starting role and showed a growing confidence with every match. Jen McFadden and Big 8 Newcomer of the Year Stacy Mazer both battled back from serious injuries to give the Huskers one of the best middle blocking lineups in the country. Meanwhile, sophomore Kim Legg was joined by one of the strongest freshman classes in Nebraska volleyball history, Fiona Nepo, Jamie Krondak, Renee Saunders, Denise Kozel, and Lisa Avery provided the daily challenges in practice and timely performances off the bench to keep the team improving every step of the way.
Every day they had the goal of national championship, and they had to focus on something related to a skill that they were going to help the team win the national championship.
During a season of highlights, one of the most memorable occurred on the night of October 21st. With Big 8 rival Colorado in town, the match was moved to the Bob Devaney Sports Center with sights set on a national attendance mark. Husker fans responded as an NCAA record crowd of 11,529 packed the arena. The team responded by beating their Big 8 rivals 15-4, 15-3, and 15-2. It was a record-setting night in more ways than one. With this attack, Allison Weston became Nebraska's all-time kill leader, further adding to her legacy as one of the greatest players in Husker history.
Couldn't have done it without my teammates. It's an overwhelming feeling. Especially doing it in front of all these fans. It's even better.
It was a lot of fun. It was neat to see that, you know, they responded to the chance at getting the national attendance record. I wasn't for sure if we would really get it, but it really shows how much they appreciate our team and the commitment they made for us, because we've made such a commitment over our lives to be a good team for Nebraska.
Of course, playing in front of large crowds is nothing new to Nebraska volleyball. And as any Husker will tell you, it never gets old.
There's no place in the country where everybody stands up and claps and is cheering when your team runs on the court to warm up. You know, there's no place in the country that has fans waiting outside to watch you play 3 hours before your game even starts. And I mean, every time I go up there, I'm still amazed at how early they come, how excited they are about volleyball, and how excited they are to see us, how proud they are to be part of it.
I'm excited every time I go out there. Ever since my freshman year, it's just been a dream to go out and play in front of so many people there.
Nebraska took over the #1 ranking early in the season when Stanford stumbled in Texas. The Huskers were certainly playing like the country's best team as they ran the table in the Big 8 without dropping a single game. But the toughest part of the schedule was yet to come.
I'm really looking forward to this next month. This is what we've worked for the past 2 years, and everything that we've done since last spring and all this season, this is what it's coming down to right now.
In early November, the Huskers traveled to Texas and beat the 7th-ranked Longhorns 15-4, 15-13, 15-4. 3 days later, number 13 Notre Dame came to Lincoln, and it was another Husker sweep. The players were starting to sense that the dream of winning a national title could indeed become a reality.
I'm starting to feel like we actually have a chance of winning it, that we're one of the best teams in the nation. Still have a lot to work on, but I think we're up there, and I really think we can do it this year.
For the second time in the '95 season, the nation's #1 and 2 ranked teams met at the Coliseum. But this time, it was Nebraska's turn to defend the top spot. The opponent, unbeaten and 2nd-ranked Florida. Another Coliseum sellout crowd was on hand, and they saw Nebraska take the first 2 games against the Gators. Sophomore Lisa Reitzma was unstoppable.
Service by Florida. Kronback to Johnson. Reitzma for the match. A big swing. Yes!
I guess I proved to everyone what I could do, you know, and I think before that my season wasn't going as well as I had wanted it, and this was kind of a turnaround, you know. It's brought me back up to where I wanted to be, and it was a great match, and I didn't even know that I had that many kills or whatever. I just kept playing, you know, and it turned out to be 37, I think it was, and it was great.
Florida, however, pushed the Huskers to the limit. The Gators won games 3 and 4, but this was just what the NU team needed, a tough 5-game test. Nebraska passed with a 15-7 win in the 5th, led by Lisa Reitzma, who had an incredible 7 kills in the final game. The Huskers improved to 24-1 on the season, solidifying their #1 ranking.
That match was significant. I mean, we needed to do 2 things there. We needed to win it. I mean, sometimes you just flat out have to win. And the other thing that it allowed us to do was we needed to be in a tough match that we might lose.
Nebraska closed out the month of November by winning the Big 8 tournament for the 17th time. The preliminaries were now over. It was time for the main event, the NCAA tournament.
You'll see the players on our team rise to the occasion, and I think we've played good so far this year. And there's been times where we played great, but I'm excited. I think it's going to be, you know, something I'll remember for the rest of my life. So it'll be good, and I'm looking forward to getting to regionals and getting to the Final Four.
Several coaches called me the day after the draw and said, "Are you upset?" I said, "No, I'm not upset." I said, "If we had a good team, I'd be upset. But if we have a team whose goal is to win the national championship, this is great for us, because if we can't beat Penn State and UCLA or Ohio State here, we can't win a national championship."
Just 5 matches remained for the Huskers, but each would provide a stern test. First up in the NCAA tournament was George Mason. It was a match in which Nebraska raced out to an easy 2-game lead. The Huskers then closed out the Patriots in the third, 16-14, for their 27th sweep of the year. Of the tournament's 4 regionals, the Central was by far the toughest, with 4 top 10 teams competing in Lincoln. The Huskers were at home. Penn State was their first foe. Memories of the '94 loss to the Lady Lions may have lingered, but the Huskers were not about to let anyone stand in the way of their goal. After taking a 2-0 lead in the match, NU dropped the third game, but the team responded with a resounding 15-2 victory in the fourth game to advance. The Central Regional Final against UCLA was an emotional match for the Husker seniors, who were playing their final match in the Coliseum. The home crowd saw them at their best, as the seniors and their teammates lifted their games to an even higher level. Junior Jen McFadden was also reaching new heights. After undergoing back and knee surgery in the past year, Jen showed in the Central Regional that she was ready to reclaim her spot as one of the nation's top middle blockers.
My adrenaline was just flowing so much I couldn't help but just go all out.
The Huskers swept UCLA, earning their first trip to the Final Four in 5 years.
Whoever wins the national championship usually has to go through UCLA to do it. And they're a very talented squad, and we played great. So I think that just fed more confidence into our team.
All right, we've done it, we can take a breath, but now the 2 most important games of our lives are coming up and we have to prepare for that.
But before the team took to the floor at the Final Four, Allison Weston was honored for her outstanding season by becoming the 2nd Husker in school history to be named National Player of the Year. However, heading into the Final Four, individual honors were the last thing on Allie's mind.
The only thing I want out of my senior season is a national championship for Nebraska volleyball. I think it would be an honor to be a part of this team and to win the first ever national championship for women's volleyball at Nebraska. And as far as individual honors or records or whatever, I could care less.
Amherst, Massachusetts, the birthplace of collegiate volleyball, was the site for the 1995 Final Four. A contingent of several hundred loyal and vocal Nebraska fans were there to cheer on the Huskers. In the semifinal match, Nebraska went up against one of the hottest teams in the nation, Michigan State. The Spartans opened by beating Nebraska in Game 1, 15-10. It was the first time all season that the Huskers had lost the opening game of a match.
After we started playing, especially the first game, we got used to the surroundings, we got used to the TV, we just got used to the situation. And from then on, we just played to have fun, because if it was our last game, we wanted to play our best, and we play our best when we're having fun.
After losing the first game, the Huskers settled in and then started to roll.
Well, we knew we were a better team flat out, and we realized we weren't playing the best volleyball we ever had, but for all of us, that was the first Final Four game we'd ever played in our lives, and so I think it's natural to be nervous and tight.
I never had a doubt, though, that we weren't going to win. I think we all knew that if we played the way that we had been playing all year and what we had been working for, that we could come out with a win.
Nebraska took games 2 and 3 in dominating fashion, 15-8, 15-8. But Michigan State would not bow out of the tournament without a fight. With their backs to the wall, the Spartans won the fourth game 15-9, setting up the fifth and deciding rally score game. In the huddle, prior to one of the biggest games in Husker volleyball history, Coach Terry Pettit had one simple message for his players.
We were in the huddle prior to going out for the fifth match, and Coach Pettit, the last thing he said was, just remember, I love you guys no matter what happens. I mean, Christy Johnson went out in the court and had tears in her eyes, and I was kind of like, but at that point in time, it secured to the players that he did really care about them, not just as players, but as people.
well, Christy started crying, so we had to laugh at that. That was a side of Coach Pettit that I hadn't seen. I don't think a lot of us had seen that. And it was very touching, and at the same time it was very inspiring. And just walking away from that, it's hard to describe, because I wasn't walking away from any old huddle that we had ever had before. It was a sense of family, and a sense that, well, I'm going to do everything I can not to let this family down.
I was afraid the camera was going to focus in on me and think I was having a nervous breakdown or something. But it gave me confidence. It gave me kind of a uplifting feeling that, you know, okay, you know, no matter what, Coach Pettit is going to love us in the end.
The fifth game began with all the drama of a great volleyball battle. The teams went back and forth until the score was tied at 7.
I just always knew we were going to win, and it didn't even matter to me that we lost the first game. I don't know, I guess I never thought of, the thought of losing never even crossed my mind.
With the score tied, the Huskers played the most memorable point of the season.
Serves deep middle to Weston. Now Nebraska's Reitzma slams into the block, nearly to the Nebraska floor, saved by McFadden, and she puts it over, and Michigan State cannot retrieve it. Roble hustled backwards, and could that be the pivotal rally? Jen McFadden accepted.
I think that particular play really showed our determination to win and our just all-out pursuit of everything. And with this team, nothing hit the floor without somebody going for it or making an attempt to go for it.
If you work hard, those certain plays will work for you at, you know, at the perfect time. It's just a matter of will.
When it fell, I think Coach, the Michigan State coach, said that just broke their back, you know, to have all that momentum go our way. And it was real nice too. It was almost like home court when the fans went nuts over that.
The Huskers then seized control and took the match, playing their best ball of the season by winning 7 of the final 8 points.
Head back, Johnson, Allison Weston terminating from the middle. Nebraska avoids the side out. It's 13-8 Huskers.
The final score in Game 5 was 15-8. Led by Allison Weston's season-high 30 kills, Nebraska defeated Michigan State and now stood at the threshold of their ultimate goal.
Turnage gives it to Johnson. Weston for the match. She got it!
In the championship match on December 16th, Nebraska met the University of Texas, who had upset defending champion Stanford in the other semifinal. It was a team the Huskers had beaten in 3 straight just a month earlier, but no one was looking to past history. They were looking to make history. Like they had in the semifinals, the Huskers came out slow in Game 1, perhaps a bit nervous, and the Longhorns took advantage by winning 15-11. But this group of Huskers had come too far, worked too hard, and they weren't about to deny their destiny.
Throughout the whole season, I almost felt like it was kind of our destiny to win it. And I said that, I told my teammates that before we went out. I really felt like it was our destiny, and that might be kind of romantic or I don't know, but I really had a feeling that there was no other team in the country who was as committed to winning it as we were.
I knew we were going to be champions. I don't know, that was our goal for the whole season. We didn't come out there just to want to get to the Final Four. Our goal was to win the championship.
Kate Cernich, who had shown steady improvement throughout the '95 season, took her game to a new level in the championship match. With Texas keying on Weston and Reitzma, it was clear the left side hitters would have to come through. And did they ever? Cernich wound up with a career-high 25 kills and an incredible 500 hitting percentage. Billy Winsett also had a career match, equaling Kate's total of 25 kills.
Billy and Kate came into the match, and I don't think they thought, all right, I'm just going to have the best match of my life, of my career. I think they went in thinking, I'm going to play well tonight, and when they got to that point, They knew they were scoring, and their confidence just kept growing and growing and growing.
I think we all knew they could do that. It's just that we haven't really even needed to go to them before, and now it's like it was their time, it was their game, and it worked.
Behind the play of Cernich and Winsett, Nebraska dominated games 2 and 3, winning 15-2, 15-7. You could tell by the look on Jen McFadden's face that a Husker victory was imminent.
Man, when my adrenaline's going and I'm excited about what I'm doing, I can't hold back.
But there was still drama to come. Texas rallied in Game 4 and served for game point, leading 14-13.
We were very confident in that even if it did go to the 5th game, I knew we would be very confident going into that and we would win, but we didn't want it to go to a 5th game. We wanted to get it over with now and win it.
For the Huskers, now was the time to take the championship. Billy Winsett came through with 4 straight kills, the most dramatic of which was set up after a great save by Weston. Then, with the Huskers leading 15-14, the final rotation found seniors Billy Winsett, Christy Johnson, and Allison Weston together in the front row.
We rotated the 3 seniors in the front row, and we knew it was going to end right there.
Cernich puts it in play to Brightonfield, Bush to her knees, left side stance, block back! National champion!
Mission accomplished. Nebraska, national volleyball champions for 1995. And who better than Allison Weston to put the finishing touches on the final point?
Just to set that high of a goal and then to make it all season aiming at that goal and then to actually achieve it, it's the best feeling in the world.
The game was so tight that it wasn't until the whistle blew and we had scored the 16th point that I realized we had actually won, you know, and then it's just a rush of emotions, and really, I mean, it's overwhelming.
The on-court celebration lasted nearly an hour. There, the Huskers took ownership of the trophy they had worked so hard to achieve. Then the national champions retired to their locker room.
Good job, Kate.
I'm so happy for you. We're sitting here and grin a while.
It means everything to me. I don't know what to say. It's something I've dreamed for 5 years, and I can't believe it's over, but I just feel really lucky and blessed, and I'm sad that it's over, but I can't believe that we finished like this.
CJ, here's the truth. This season never ends for you. I mean, that's the truth. It never ends. I mean, it will be a major factor the rest of your life.
We made history, Red. Yeah.
And we won the Big 12 conference.
I've never gone out on any sport with a win, and it's great to go out on the win.
It's a dream come true. We've worked very, very hard for this, and I love this group.
I'm just really excited, and I'm extremely, extremely happy for our seniors. They led us the entire season, and they deserve it, and I think we did it for them. We love them, and they're great, and we're going to miss them, but this is the best way they have to go out.
It finally came true. I can't believe it. It's just great.
With the national championship less than 24 hours old, the players returned home, exhilarated and exhausted. However, the team reached another high when a cheering crowd greeted the players at the Coliseum. It was an opportunity for everyone who was a part of Nebraska volleyball to share in the long-awaited victory.
I thought maybe you were all here to get good seats for next September 1st.
While the '95 national championship is the fulfillment of a dream for the players, it is also the crowning achievement for Terry Pettit. It was the only thing in his coaching career that he had not accomplished. And now, thanks to the incredible efforts of this team, Terry Pettit has his national title.
I know the hours and he's put into this team and the sacrifices he's made, and being my coach in the 80s and now coaching for him, there isn't a better thing that I want for him was to get the national championship, because it was well deserved.
I could probably take the feelings I felt that night and multiply them by about 10 is probably what it meant to him. And I think, you know, he's the best coach in the country. I really think that, win or lose the national championship, I really feel that he's the best coach in the country. And he does so much for the women on his team that I do feel like we've won this for him, because he deserves it more than anybody I can think of.
I can't imagine walking down the street 15, 20 years from now and running into Billy Winsett or Denise Kojal or Lisa Reitzman or anybody associated with this team and not just wanting to go up and hug them. I mean, I just think it's an incredible journey, and you're linked by it, and they were awesome.
Awesome indeed, but already the Huskers are talking about a repeat in '96. The confidence gained and the experience returning make Nebraska a definite threat for back-to-back titles. However, the Huskers will have to travel that road without the drive of their unforgettable seniors.
The three of you seniors brought something into practice that really taught us about the future and about what we could be this year and how far we could go next year, and you'll really be missed.
This has meant more to me than I could ever say to anybody, and I'm entirely too emotional. Billy, Allie, and CJ, we're going to miss you guys tremendously, and we know you support us coming next year, and love you guys. We're going to miss you.
Christy, Allie, Billy, three remarkable young women who pushed themselves and their teammates to achieve a dream.
I'll miss them. I'll miss the three seniors and the team and playing in the Coliseum and the coaches. I'll miss everything about it, but you know, you can't live life looking back, and you can't live life looking forward all the time. You just have to take one day at a time, and I look forward to those days where I can watch them play and watch them win another championship.
CJ and Billy were a delight to work with, and I think the love that we showed to each other carried over to the team, and I hope people learned from it. I know I learned a lot about working with two extraordinary people, that if you set goals and work hard, you really can accomplish them, and there's no way I could have gotten what I wanted without their help, and I appreciate it very much.
Each of the '95 Huskers will remember what they gave of themselves to earn their special place in Nebraska history. The hard work in practice, the years of dedication, and the passion to make their dream a reality gave them a championship moment that will last a lifetime.
There's no question I'll miss it. I think more than anything, I'll miss the people. I don't know if in my life again I'll ever have the opportunities like I have had these past 5 years, and I know that having 14 people working towards one goal so dedicated and committed to something is pretty rare. And you know, I don't know if I'll ever encounter that again in my life. I hope so. But I know that especially this season has been just tremendously special and probably something I'll never experience again for the rest of my life. So I'll cherish it, and I'll cherish all the friendships I've made and all my teammates, because we had one mission, and we found a way to come together and make it come true.
The Coliseum is indeed a place where women come to compete. It is, after all, the home of the Nebraska volleyball team, the 1995 national champion.